Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Flare Daily. This is Redeyedjedi. Before I get started, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's get on with our Flare Daily news. Today, you can see that Flare is down to $1, just a little above $1. So it has a negative 24-hour change. Ooh, at least it went up right here just a little bit. Now it's shown in green. But there's a 24-hour change of a negative 4.76%, with the daily high of $1.16 and a 24-hour low of 96 cents. So we're on a little downward trend right now, but that's no big deal. This is the best time to pick up on that flare before it goes back up. And the best place to get your flare IOU is on Bitrue, and the link will be down in the description. All right, now that we're done with this, let's talk about this really quick. Now, I know this is Ripple news, but it still has to do with the Flare network because a Flare network is built on an XRP. All right, and this, I just wanted, if you haven't heard the news, which I'm sure everyone already has, but just in case, this article right here talks about Ripple wins access to SEC's internal documents on Bitcoin and Ethereum. What could be a significant boost to Ripple's legal defense? Ripple Labs has won its bid to compel the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to produce documents related to the agency's internal discussions about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and Ether. This last ruling by U.S. Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn may be a major legal development for Ripple as it tries to bolster its fair notice defense in the ongoing lawsuit filed by the SEC last December against Ripple for its alleged sale of XRP in an unregistered securities offering worth over $1.38 billion. A central issue in the lawsuit is whether the transactions involving XRP, the native cryptocurrency for Ripple platform, constitutes investment contracts, thus the securities subject to resignation under Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933. Ripple has alleged that the SEC insufficiently defined the term investment contract, failed to provide fair notice that XRP transactions violated laws, and through the agency's earlier determination that Bitcoin and Ether were not securities, led Ripple to believe that XRP too would be or not be deemed a security. Not just that, this is not in the article, but the SEC has been working along this, or the people in the SEC have been working along those sides of Ripple for many years, and so they've had 7 years to basically let Ripple know, hey, what you're doing is wrong, it's a security. And even Coinbase didn't want to put XRP on their network at first, or they did not want to list XRP at first. But something gave them, the news that they wanted to hear to go ahead and list it, I would assume at least. So, and the reason being for that is because Coinbase wants to IPO. And that will be news for Friday. But again, the SEC was kind of dirty when XRP was taken off, the end of last year, and then they pulled the rug out from underneath us. But it's okay, because this right here, I always have believed that this was done on purpose, that we were always going to have to deal with this. And now it's doing more than just letting us know if XRP is a security or not. It's also going to re-look at Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because if you haven't watched the Digital Asset Investors video this morning, he had shared a video where Vitalik Buterin was doing a fundraiser for Ethereum back in the day, and that the way he was pitching it in the way that would make it a security. So, and not just that, you got to keep in mind too that military-wise, the Chinese government can very easily have all these miners in their warehouses and be able to be the main miner of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you got to be very careful with the whole mining thing. And it's great because if this goes and shows that, because in my mind, they are securities. When you have the Chinese government, they could easily take over the whole Bitcoin mining. That right there is security to other countries, national security to other countries. So, with that in mind, keep that in mind. If you're in a Bitcoin, you're in Ethereum, I would enjoy it while you can, because I believe in the end, XRP is going to have the green light and Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be labeled securities. That's just my opinion, and I'm just a crazy guy behind the computer. So next, let's go check out Twitter. So over here on the Flare Twitter page, if you scroll on down right here, you see the flarefinance smaurai NFT has sold for 5.06 Ethereum on OpenSea. The public beta will be returning by the end of this week. Stay tuned for the official update. And that I'm excited for, because I've been wanting to jump back on the Flare network, go farm for a while. I have been deprived of Flare news and everything else for the past couple of weeks, but that is why I created Flare Daily, so we can talk about Flare every day. Now, with this, there was someone that was a little upset, and it is a friend of mine that thinks it's a bad idea to sell this, and for that price. And just for my opinion, and I'll even read what I put. I won't sell mine, but I don't think it hurts the value. I think it helps. The network hasn't launched yet, and it's already sold for 5.06 Ethereum, or $10,552 US. In my opinion, once the network launches and people realize these NFTs have utility equals money for you, the value will jump even higher. So, I don't know who sold theirs. I'll have to go and check this out. I'm not going to go try and find that one. All I'm going to say is I own one of these and I will not let it go, because if you do not know, these NFTs do have utility and you do get paid a small amount from the flarefinance network, from flarefinance. So it's something that I would hold on to. I'm curious to see how much I'll actually get from holding it. So here, let's go ahead over to Rarible, because someone else stated, oh, well, I'm selling mine too. So if you are interested, there's this one right here that is being posted for 9.8 Ethereum, and this is on Rarible. The same one as what I have. It's the SR, which is the super rare. And this one right here, the owner, coolest dude on Rarible. Well, the coolest dude on Rarible wants to sell his NFT. Now, what you can't see, maybe if I just shrink this down and bring this up, can you see right here, service fee of 2.5%, okay, and then you're going to have this gas fee. So it's going to bring it up to this, right? Is that what I'm seeing? That's going to bring it up to that. But then what about gas fees? Like, it's going to be super expensive. So yeah, no, that's just the whole service fee. And then you're going to have to pay the gas fee on top of that. And the gas fee is going to be ridiculous. And I'm not going to click on buy now because I don't want it to tease anyone. But I will. Oh, I'm not connecting my wallet right now. But check them out on Rarible. Let's go back. That is the coolest dude on Rarible. So you go ahead and check it out. And if you are interested, you can click buy now or you can bid. So do you want to pay $20,000 for this cool NFT? I don't know. I mean, I got one and I love it and it ain't going anywhere. So, all right. Next, I wanted to check out this one other thing that they're actually mentioning, before I go there, I want to show that it was being mentioned here on Flare. So we scroll down, and it says right here, and the winner is Community Flare. This answer is on how propy is related to NFTs. Got the most likes. We'll send some presents to this amazing community. Congrats. Also, tomorrow I'll be publishing a deep dive about NFTs in real estate. Alright, this right here, Natalia, or Natalie Propy, is the CEO of Propy Inc. If you do not know what Propy Inc. is reinventing real estate closing consumer interface for transactions for agents and brokerages, settlements for high value assets on smart contracts. So basically, like, say for instance, you want to sell a house, and I've done a video on them before, but you want to sell a house, well, you can end up doing it through propy, and eventually, I don't know, real estate's going to get huge, especially once it gets brought on blockchain, which propy is doing. Let's click on our link. So multiple offers, multiple transactions, one solution. And right here, you could go ahead and bid on the houses online. You can do virtual house tours. Very, very cool service. I would suggest giving propy a check. I will do another video on them too to give a better rundown of what they do completely. But just look them up. It's high value transactions. We're talking real estate on the blockchain. Very, very cool. All right. Next, I wanted to jump over here to this right here is on the Flare network. It's flare.network. So underlying chain miners as validators on Flare, leveraging miners from underlying chains for consensus on Flare network. Flare is unique as a network in that it is focused on bringing together liquidity from all other networks into a unified composable system without levying any changes on how underlying networks already work today. Flare's validator structure takes advantage of this idea. Succinctly, control over the Flare network is proportionally given to the miners that contribute the most to the safety of underlying blockchains on Flare, weighted by market cap. So, constructing the validator list on Flare. This right here, now I'm gonna go over this, but I'm not gonna read every tiny little thing. I'm gonna just kind of give you the whole. This is very important. So each day, the ground truth list of miners from underlying networks will be deterministically generated, weighted accordingly to their contribution to the safety of their own network. This is a publicly verifiable process and is not controlled by a centralized party. For example, in the case of a proof-of-work network, this is calculated based on how many blocks a miner has successfully mined over a period of time. There is no limit to the size of this list of validators, and the list is comprised of any interested miner from underlying chain integrated to Flare. So, example, suppose 3 miners from an underlying chain wish to become validators on Flare. Miner 1 minted 20 of the past 100 blocks on their chain. Miner 2 minted 5 of the past 100 blocks on their chain. And Miner 3 mined 10 of the past 100 blocks on their chain. And then it's the relative weighing of each of these miners as a validator on Flare is this then. And then it goes and shows a breakdown on basically how much you would be getting for mining. And basically here, any validator that exists on the daily ground truth list also conforms to minimal uptime requirements, as a validator is entitled to share of the Flare network mining reward scaled by their weighing on the ground truth list and paid out daily. So setting up a validator, basically what I was getting at is you could set up a validator, and a validators on a flare will go ahead and do these mine these blocks, right? And then you see right here that basically you're getting paid for how many blocks you're mining. So right here, like miner 1, and it breaks it down with the math, and it says like, okay, well, that one, for the 20 blocks on for the past 20 blocks that it mined, it's getting 57 cents. Miner 2 did 5 blocks, it's getting 14 cents, and miner 3 did 10 blocks and is getting $1. And then it says note that, and then it explains a little bit more on why. I will have to do a whole video on this because I really want to set up my own validator. And in setting up this validator for myself, I am going to try and record my process for you so you can do the exact same thing and set up your own, because I believe running validator nodes is going to be the future of mining in a sense. Flare's consensus definition is deterministically generated, and the validator list can be generated by anyone without relying on a trusted third party. Flare's unique advantage is that it represents an alternative consensus scaling methodology to proof of stake that gives direct control to miners from underlying chains to enable the amassing of liquidity from their chains into a unified composable system. So I know this is a little confusing, but I just wanted to go over just a small little portion of the underlying chain miners as validators. Again, I'm going to do a much more in-depth video on this, but it does show that if you do set up a validator on Flare and you start mining these chains, or the blocks on the chains, that you'll go ahead and start making money. So very exciting. Keep that in mind. I'm also going to try and find out the cheapest way to set up a validator, because not everyone has money to go and buy a brand or another computer that's going to run just validators, because I wouldn't use my computer for anything else that's running a validator. I don't want anything to interfere. I don't want to accidentally get a virus or something that's going to mess up anything. I don't want to lose my money. So there's different options, and I am trying to look into like an Arduino. Maybe with an Arduino we go ahead and use that, because it uses a small amount of power, doesn't have to have a monitor hooked up to it. So you could go ahead and have it run in the background, have a bunch of these Arduinos run in the background as validators. So that's my idea, at least. So we will go over that more. Please bear with me on that. I think it will be fun setting it up. But I will do the whole miner and validators after we are done with this next upcoming flarefinance competition, because I want to try and give it my all and try to win another one of these NFTs. I have one. I would love to get another one. Preferably a blue or green one. A red one is awesome too, because I already have a red one and I could go with another red one. Anyways, everyone, that is it for today's video on Flare Daily. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Every day I'll be covering just different subjects on Flare. So enjoy, guys. You can catch me later today. I will be streaming on Twitch. The link should be down in the description below. Thursdays is going to be dedicated for streaming on Twitch, playing some games with some friends, family, whatever, and you all get to check it out. And if you're not into it, you don't have to watch it, because it's on Twitch, not right here. All right, everyone, you have a great day. This is RedEyedJedi. Please like, share, subscribe. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. Bye.